What's up, everyone? It is your girl Beaute87 here, aka Grace, and it's time for another old school versus new school. So this old school versus new school is gonna be a collab with my girl Dionluvsmakeup. Of course, y'all know I love Dion and I love doing collabs with Dion. So I know she has this palette, so I asked her, I was like, will you do a collab with me again? And then we can show each one of our audiences the difference between each palette, and then they can decide which one they want to get, or if they already have one, we can talk them out to buy another one. She was like, yep. I was like, say less. So here we are again, back at it again with another one. So I have the Into the Night palette. Y'all know Dion can't use pressed pigment, so she will be showing you the Mothership 3 eye look with it. But I'm gonna show you what both palettes look like, because when I showed y'all in my video, y'all was like, wow, they look similar. I'm like, yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, that looks like, I was like, but it can't be. But then it was, and I was just like, oh, okay, sounds good. So here's what both of them look like. I mean, to me, they made a little more fun, brighter version of Mother's palette, but I still feel like they look pretty similar. And this one has 10, and I'm pretty sure this one has 12. But I'm going to make a similar look. We're going to actually swatch some shades right now to show it off. I mean, I felt like I didn't need to give Dion too much of an introduction, y'all. A lot of y'all came from Dion's channel and found me, and I know I found Dion because she was following me, and then I think she won my giveaway one year, and we've been friends ever since. So Dion does a lot of content. I mean, like a whole lot. Y'all think I be doing a lot, child. Dion be over there doing way more than I do, okay? Like, so whoever thinks I do a lot of content, Dion's content be on 10. It'd be times 10 more than what I do. And she's definitely dedicated to the cause. So make sure you go over and support and subscribe, because honey, she's like that close to having her 1,000 subscribers, like myself and our friends Erica Conger and Andy does stuff. So please make sure you go ahead and subscribe, because we trying to make it to 1,000. And she's so close. She has a lot of fun and interesting content too, and she does a lot of different topics and things like that. So if you like hauls, and if you like unique makeup discussions, or you like seeing older palettes being used, because a lot of times Dion will use older palettes, whereas y'all know I be trying to rush and do the new thing, but I do try to talk y'all out of buying stuff like I'm trying to do right now. So definitely make sure you go check out Dion, because she be on it. And yeah, a lot of these shades looking really similar, y'all. I'm still sitting here swatching. I'm trying to kill time by talking to y'all, but like, you know, I'm still finding stuff to swatch, girl. It's like, look, you don't have to spend mother prices. You can buy this. So these are some of the shades that are similar in the palette, at least when you first look at them. As you can see, when I turn my hand, like the shifts in them are differently. So the first one is Mother, and the second one is Glaminatrix. So Mother, Glaminatrix, Mother, Glaminatrix, Mother, Glaminatrix. That's how the shades are looking. I feel like Glaminatrix ones look more sparkly than Mother's. Mother's seem to be like more metallic satin, if you will, and these tend to be more like a opaque metallic sparkle going on with them. At least that's my personal opinion on it. We'll see what it looks like when it goes to Dion's eyeballs. But both of them have a deeper shade too. It's just the deeper shade in the Glaminatrix is purple, whereas the deeper shade in Mother's, y'all know the first 3 palettes she came out with was black. So this is the third of the first 3, so it's black. I'll still swatch it though. Why not? You're here, I'm here, we're all here, girl. You know, y'all know the drill. Everybody here, so we just gonna go ahead and swatch it. Go ahead and swatch it. Now there isn't really that many neutral tones in the Glaminatrix one like there is in the Pat McGrath one, so I only have one neutral tone to choose from. That's the only thing about it. The purple is swatching kind of patchy. I don't remember it being patchy when I used it last time. It might be because I dried my fingers and I wiped my fingers off but didn't fully dry it, but you know. Taking this dark brown shade to compare to the red shade, because those are the only shades I have to compare to it. If you shear it out, it just looks like a really reddish type shade, so it's not, I guess, too bad, if you will. But I'm just trying to get an idea and a sense of what shades to use with this as well, which is another reason I'm sitting here swatching it, so we can kind of get an idea based upon the swatches, like what I'm gonna have to choose from. So I'll take this taupey-ish looking shade and swatch that right here. The taupey-ish looking shade actually blends into my skin pretty well, whereas the lighter shade from Glaminatrix one, I know is not going to work that well on my skin tone. There is the deepest, there is the lightest shade in the McGrath palette, and then that's the lighter shade from the Glaminatrix one. There's the black and the dark purple from Glaminatrix, and then there's the brown shade, the dark brown in the McGrath palette, and the red shade from this palette. So I haven't used the red shade from this palette, and I won't be able to in this video either, because as y'all can clearly see, it is not, they are not vibing. It is not the same at all, but I feel like we can use some of the shimmers for sure. So I'm thinking I want to go for a darker look though, because I know Dion likes a dark look, so I figure if we do a dark look, she'll be a little bit more happy about it too. So I'm probably gonna take this shade right here, this shade right here. Take that one to dust over, and then as far as inner corner goes, I'll probably take this light pink shade here, or maybe this pink shade right here. I'm taking one of these pinks though for sure, because I'm trying to match up the shades as best as I possibly can for the eye look I'm about to do. So those are the shades I'm most likely using. So we most likely gonna use this one, this dark shade here. We can use that lighter shade right there, and then one of these first two sets of shades up here for my inner corner. So that's what I'm working with. I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order to get an eye done, and then I'll come back. If you're curious what's on the eyes right now, this is the Beauty, what is it called? What is it called? The Beauty Jungle Roar palette. I was trying out their eyeshadow for the first time. I've heard good things about them from Andrea Montanalo, so I tried them out and created this look. I don't know when that video is gonna go up though. I'm feeling like it'll go up before the video I'm doing with Dion now, because we haven't discussed when we're putting it up. We just discussed doing it. So you'll probably see this before you see that, but that's what's going on with the eyes. I wanted to try some affordable eyeshadow because I hadn't done it in a while. LA Girl hadn't come up with no new palettes for me to use. ColourPop been coming up with the same old like they always do. So I want to try somebody different. So that's what I did with this eye look. I hope you enjoy, and I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay, y'all. So this is the eye I came up with the colors I showed you all. So I didn't pick which eye color we were putting in the corner yet, this one or this one. So I haven't chosen those yet. But you know, otherwise, we got the eye done. So I'm starting with the shade Play Hard, which is the beige shade, of course. That's the only shade I had to use as a transition shade. If you hear anything in the background, it's Adriangameover playing Zelda. So, yes. Pay no mind to the boy in the background. I told you I had to finish filming this one and then I'd be done.
I was not talking about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm playing, he's playing Zelda, and I'm trying to finish his eye look so that we can go, because we have to take him and his best friend to see Guardians of the Galaxy tonight. I'm not excited. I have never seen any Guardians of the Galaxy movie because I just thought they looked pretty silly. So now I'm gonna take Nightlife. That's what we're putting on out of V here. If y'all can see, it's not the exact same shade. It's not a true black. This is more of a navy bluish purplish type deepening shade. So my look isn't going to be exact as Dion's. I feel like the shimmers on the lid and the inner corner will be the same, but like the beige shade isn't going to be the same because it's lighter, as you all saw. I gave you swatches so you know, like they're not going to be exact by any means, but I just picked the closest shades to the shades in that palette to give you an idea of a look, and then we'll see what Dion thinks about her palette. But I liked this palette initially when I tried it. I like it better than I liked the Glamorous palette, for sure. I'm hoping I will, you know, pair the Glamorous palette and like it a lot better, because I feel like some of the shimmers in there will go really nicely on top of the shimmers in this palette, and maybe go on top of the mattes, on top of some of the mattes too. So I'm hoping that that turns out pretty well for me. Let me take my shade and go back over the outer V. Y'all know the rest of that dust over this and all that. Now I'm going to take the red shade called Chaser. The shade is called Nightlife, and y'all know I like to dust into the crease and then dust over the outer V shade, so I'm going to do that as well. Dust over this real quick. Go suit shopping next week, y'all. Adriangameover graduates on June the 1st. So mommy gotta go suit shopping. Oh, joy me. I'm trying to wait till the last minute because I don't want us to possibly have a growth. I don't want us to possibly have a growth spurt, and then, you know, I have bought the outfit already and it's too small, so hoping that this works out okay. I'm liking the way that color looks. I know, like I said, it's not going to be exact to what's going on in Mother's palette. Y'all know Mother's all about the neutrals, so I like this one, and I feel like people that like color will probably like this one better than the Pat McGrath one, just because you don't get all those neutrals. But she still gives you neutral to be able to dust over with. It works pretty well for a good amount of skin tones, at least in my personal opinion. So now let's get into cutting with the glitter glue. I'm not going to cut it off because it already cut me off once. And I don't want to pause and then something go wrong. So I'm going to cut it real quick and cute like. And then we'll pick out our inner corner shade. But I would love to pair this with the actual Pat McGrath palette just to see the differences in like the tones when it comes to the shimmers and whatnot. So I'll probably do that sometime next week when I'm doing a random eye look. But you know, it's fine right now just giving y'all this look and then Dion giving y'all other look and hearing two different perspectives from two different people. That's another reason I like to do old school versus new school with other content creators, because I'm like, I feel like we'll each give you a different perspective based upon what we like, and if you like what we like, then it'll be helpful to you. Plus, I just think it's fun to collaborate with other influencers. So I got a couple more I want to collab with on things, so I'm thinking about doing that with them. We'll have to see though. But this is what I'm working with so far. I think it looks pretty nice. I'm gonna go back over the outer V just a little bit because y'all know that's just how I get out. Just so to make sure it looks more nice and cute. I feel like the red isn't giving as much pigmentation in the crease as it does on the other side. So let me just quickly go in and just add a little bit more airbrush across and then right on to make sure. I'm trying out a new foundation too today, you all. So you can comment down below and tell me what you think of my foundation, girl. Is it popping? Is it not? Like what's going on with Sick? And there's from a black owned brand too, which I was excited about. But I feel like I haven't had a foundation shop from a black owned brand, but they haven't come out with one in a while. So I'm just like, yes, I'm living for it. I think the last one I tried was the UOMA Beauty one that they sell in the drugstore. When she has UOMA Beauty, or is it UOMA Beauty by Sharon C? I think that's the name of the one in Walmart and CVS. Yes, because it's in CVS now, but don't quote me. I'm thinking I want to actually use both shades. So start off with the darker one and then put the lighter one on top for extra pop. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Now these shades are a little crumbly because like when I just tried to pick that up, like chunks of it just crumbled into each other. So just bear that in mind. These are more crumbly than Mother's are. I don't know if they're not as tightly packed as Mother's are, and that's why, but you know, there's something I wanted to point out because I noticed when I used it that I was talking to Miley Shawnee about this palette, and I was like, yes girl, I can't wait to see the looks you come out with it. She's like, well, I think we're gonna love it. I was like, okay, and she was right. Yeah, I'm liking the extra little pop that it's giving when you combine both of them. So this is the finished eye look. I'm definitely here for it and living for it. It's a whole moment vibe. I think it's cute. So my thoughts, I really like this palette. I like it. Far as the color story wise, it's definitely giving Mother vibes. We all saw that. She did do a little twist though, like these little darker areas, but she does have more shades than Mother does too. Like this is a dual chrome shifting shadow in addition to this one being a shifting one, and I think this one is a shifting one as well. I think all of the shades are shifting except for the silver, honestly. So she gave us a little bit of extra to go along with it, and I like the fact that hers has more pops of color in it. So I'd definitely be interested in putting in my Pat McGrath one just to kind of get a feel for how most of the colors will work together, because obviously I would use the colorful mattes from the Glaminatrix palette, but I would use the shimmers from Mother's palette and then maybe top them with the ones from Glaminatrix if I feel like they're not giving enough oomph for me. But I would say it's definitely a good alternative to the Pat McGrath palette if you don't want to spend Pat McGrath prices. The only thing is you have to wait to get this because it's all the way in Australia. So that's just something to think about. Make sure you go check out Dion's video on her look and see her thoughts. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.